Okay, on the next section, you're going to write the equation based off the transformations they tell you is happening. They tell you what function to start out with. So on number 1, we're starting out with a log base of 2. We're going to shift it to the left 3 and up 2. So if we want to move that log function to the left, it's going to have to be in parentheses. Okay, and remember, it does the opposite. So we're going to have x plus 3. That way it moves to the left. Okay, and up 2 will be at the very end, plus 2. Number 2, we're starting with a log base of 2. Okay, and it says we're going to reflect it across the x-axis, which means we're going to have a negative at the beginning. We're going to stretch by a factor of 2. That's also going to be at the beginning. Any kind of stretch will be at the beginning. And we're going to shift it to the right. So we're going to have the log base of 2. To make it go to the right, we're going to have it in parentheses. Okay, and it's going to be x minus 2. It does the opposite. So x minus 4. We're going to the right 4. And we're moving it down 3. So minus 3 at the end. So we reflected it with the negative, we stretched it with the 2, the minus 4 in parentheses moved it to the right, and the minus 3 at the end moved it down. Okay, number 3, we're starting out with y equals 2 to the x power. We're going to reflect it, so we're starting off with a negative, and we're going to shift it to the right. So we're taking that 2 to the x power, and we need to shift it to the right. So it's going to be in the exponent with the x, and it does the opposite. So we need a minus 6 in the exponent. Number 4, we're starting off with y equals 2 to the x power. We're shifting it left 1, down 7, and shrinking by a factor of 0.5. All right, whether you're stretching or shrinking it, it needs to be at the beginning. So that 0.5 will be first. Let's see, we're taking 2 to the x power, and we're moving it left 1. So we need a plus 1 in the exponent, and a minus 7 at the end to move it down 7. Okay, and then the last one of these, we're starting out with a log base of 2. We're going to reflect it, so we need a negative, and we're going to stretch by a factor of 5. And that's all we're going to do to it. So you need a negative and a 5 at the beginning. All right, very last section, we're almost done. We're going to do examples 2 and 4 on this last section with the graphs. Okay, so on number 2, let's see, we have a graph, and it looks something like this. And we need to write the equation. First thing you need to do is figure out what type of graph this is. Is it exponential or is it logarithmic? Okay. The way you can tell is exponential has a horizontal asymptote. So you see how it almost touches, what is it, -3? This is your horizontal asymptote. Normally it's at 0, but it got moved down 3. So that's something I would write kind of out to the side. That way you remember. This graph moved down 3. Okay. The other thing that moved is that point that's normally at 0, 1. This point. You can see it's your first point that they show on that graph at the very bottom. We know it moved down 3, but how far to the right did it move? From 0, it moved to the right, what, 3? 1, 2, 3. So I have down 3 and right 3. So my equation is going to be 2 to the x minus 3 minus 3. Okay. The minus 3 in the exponent tells me it's going to move to the right 3. Minus 3 at the end is telling me it's moving down 3. Okay, and if you get confused, you can help each other out. You can ask questions, get some examples done for you on the homework if you're not sure exactly how it moves. All right, number 4, let's look at this graph. This one doesn't have a horizontal asymptote. It has a vertical asymptote. Okay, you see how that line or that curve starts to straighten out? About right here, it starts to straighten out. That's telling you there's an asymptote there. So we're talking about a log function since it's a vertical asymptote. Okay, and normally that boundary line is at 0, right? It got moved to the left. So you want to count how far to the left did that asymptote move. And it moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that line gets really close to where x equals -7, but it doesn't actually touch it. Okay, so it moves to the left 7. You also want to look at the point that's normally at 1, 0. Okay, we know it got moved to the left 7. Oops. But we need to figure out how far down it went. You see that first point that they show you? It's down 2. It's that point, it's the point -7, -2, that very first point on your curve. Okay, so it moved down 2. Okay, so our equation is going to be the log base of 2 of x plus 7 minus 2. Okay, the plus 7 inside the parentheses is telling me it moved to the left 7. The minus 2 at the end is telling me it moved down 2. All right, so on the worksheet, you're going to do problems like on your notes. There are some problems that you're going to omit. You're going to omit 7 through 9 and 16. Okay, what you don't get done is homework. Definitely keep your notes with this worksheet. It's going to help you out a lot. Okay? And